All rise. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. The United States District Court for the Northern District of Florida is now in session. The Honorable Roger Vinson, United States District Judge presiding. The Honorable Charles Kahn, United States Magistrate Judge. The Honorable T. Pat Maney, State of Florida Circuit Judge assisting. All who have cause to plead, draw nigh, give attention, and ye shall be heard. God save the United States, the State of Florida, and their honorable courts.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me welcome everyone here this morning and ask that you remain standing now for the presentation of the colors. Please be seated. It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome everyone here, and we have a large crowd, and it's a beautiful day here in the neighborhood. So thank you for being here. We have all of our candidates for citizenship. We have a number of organizations who assist us in our naturalization proceedings. We have two groups of students with us today, and we have lots of family and friends here. So let me welcome all of you. First of all, let me ask our citizenship candidates who are seated over here to stand so that we can all see them. Please stand now. We'll have you stand several times today. Thank you. You are the reason we are here, so you may be seated now, and we'll have you stand both individually and as a group later in the proceedings. We have, let's see, we have our students who are here from Ransom Middle School and the Episcopal Day School 5th grade. So let me ask our students to stand, all of them. Please stand up now over here. Wow, we got a crowd. And they'll also be participating later in our proceedings. So again, welcome and thanks to all of you for being here. We have a number of organizations, and their names are printed in your programs. And if you'll open your programs and just look in the center section, you'll see a number of organizations that help us make these proceedings come about. And it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort, and we would simply not be able to do it without the assistance of these organizations. We have representatives from a number of the organizations here, and we thank them for being here. And they're seated where? Where are our guests? Where are our organization representatives? Right here. Okay, right there. But let me especially recognize those who are direct helpers today. And first of all, I want to recognize Brian McGinnis, who's our resident deputy clerk of court in charge of our Pensacola office of the U.S. District Court. So where's Brian? Over here. Hey, Brian. And I also want to thank my colleagues on the bench who are with me today. And first of all, let me introduce myself. My name's Roger Vinson. I'm one of the judges of our court. And our court is the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Florida. And as that name implies, we're the federal court that has jurisdiction over the northern one-third of the state of Florida. And our district runs from here to Gainesville, and we regularly hold court here in Pensacola and Tallahassee, Panama City, and Gainesville. So again, this is a federal proceeding, so it's part of our official court duties to make our naturalization proceedings official and legal. And we always invite some representatives of our state court, because when you become a citizen of the United States, you also become a citizen of the state of which you are a resident. And today I'm pleased to have County Judge Pat Maney, who is with me from right here. And Judge Maney is an old friend. He and I are both native Kentuckians. He graduated from the University of Kentucky, and I went to the University of Kentucky for a year before I went to the Naval Academy. And he graduated from the University of Louisville Law School. He's been reelected as county judge in Okaloosa County for a number of times. Perhaps most important for some of you who may not know, Judge Maney is an active member of the Army Reserves and served in Afghanistan, was actually wounded in Afghanistan some few years ago. So he is a patriot as well as a very good judge and an old friend. So welcome, Judge Maney.
Thank you.
And on my left is also a colleague of mine, Magistrate Judge Charles Kahn. Judge Kahn has been on our court as a magistrate judge since he left the state court as a Court of Appeals judge. He is a graduate of Vanderbilt University, Florida Law School, and then after practicing law here in Pensacola for a number of years, he served as a Court of Appeals judge on the First District Court of Appeals for a number of years, and he became a Court of Appeals judge in 1991, I think, long ago, and has been on our court since 2001.
11.
So 2011, right. So he's been with us 7 years. So it's always a pleasure to welcome Judge Kahn to our proceedings. Judge Kahn, thank you for being a part of our proceedings today. Let me also welcome a number of people who are here to serve officially or be a part of our program. To make everything legal and to make sure that we comply with what the law requires to make our new citizens really legal citizens is our Assistant U.S. Attorney, Catherine Duran. Where are you, Catherine?
I'm over here with the judge room.
Over there. And thank you, and thank you for participating with us and making sure we do everything right. One of the real pleasures of these proceedings is to hear our guest singer, Dr. Leo Day. And Dr. Day has been doing this for a number of years, and you're in for a treat if you have not heard Dr. Day sing or participate in these proceedings. He's a former resident of Pensacola for a number of years. He was minister of music at Olive Baptist Church here in Pensacola, but he now serves as Dean of the School of Church Music at Southwestern Baptist Seminary out in Texas. And he makes a special effort to fly in and participate in our programs, and it certainly adds immensely to our naturalization proceedings. So, as I said, you are in for a treat. He has a Master in Music and Vocal Performance, a DMA in Vocal Performance at Louisiana State, performs frequently, performed with the Hawaii Opera Theater in Honolulu, has records. So again, Dr. Day, welcome. Let me recognize our Executive Director of the Escambia Santa Rosa Bar Association, Mike Dubeck. He's been the Executive Director of our Bar Association since 2003. He grew up in Michigan. He got a degree from Michigan State University, and we can forgive him for that. An MBA from Grand Valley State.
You're on.
But he was selected last year as the outstanding circuit executive, law executive in the state of Florida. So he certainly is a wonderful asset for us and helps us in so many ways. So Mike, thank you. Let's see. Our speaker, Dr. P.C. Wu, is an old friend, and he will be further introduced to you as our speaker a little bit later. But perhaps I should tell you right now that Dr. Wu and my family first got acquainted. My wife's parents lived in Sarasota, Florida, and she was visiting her parents, and they went to a garage sale And the garage sale turned out to be Dr. Wu's family's garage sale, and Ellen described all the good things in Pensacola where he was moving. And when he moved here, not only did we get to know them real well, but Ellen was the teacher of their children. Our daughters attended college together, got her masters together. So we've been longtime friends since way back when, and that was many years ago. So PC, it's always nice to have you back with us, our councilman. Jody Cook is the president of the Escambia Santa Rosa Bar Association. And again, Jody and I go way back. Her grandfather, in fact, was the reason why I came from Kentucky to Pensacola to practice law. He and I had gotten to know, he was the superintendent of my Sunday school department when I went through flight training here many, many years ago. And he was an outstanding lawyer and was probably very instrumental in the careers of a lot of people, but certainly in mine. So Jody is a bankruptcy specialist. She served, I think, as vice chairman or chairman of the state bankruptcy committee. She has been very active in all the legal organizations with respect to creditors' rights and bankruptcy, and certainly an outstanding lawyer, and the president of the Escambia Santa Rosa Bar Association, and she'll be making our introductions of our speaker. We have representatives from Congressman Matt Gates' office, I think. Don McCardle and Laura Rakos are here. Where are you? Raise your hand. Are you here? Okay. We have representing the United States Supervisory Immigration Service Officer, Kevin Williams. Mr. Williams, where are you? Raise your hand. Where are you? I know he's here. Where is he, Mike? All right. Well, I know he's here. Our color guard today is U.S. Marine Corps Corporal Kyle Uzzle. And Corporal, where are you? Raise your hand. You've already seen, here he is over next to the wall. He's presented our colors, and he'll be also retiring the colors. We're always privileged to have members of our local Marines serve as part of our color guard for these proceedings. As I said, we have the 7th grade civics class from the Ransom Middle School, and we have a couple of those students who will be actually reading their essays that they've written as a part of our program a little bit later, but we welcome all of our Ransom Middle School students. And we also have 5th grade class from Episcopal Day School, and they're going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance with Laura Walls as our teacher. Let's see, Ms. Walls, raise your hand. There she is right there. And Annabelle Pittman is the teacher from Ransom Middle School. Raise your hand. Over here. Okay. We have representatives, I think, from organizations that I said are in your program. We have the Daughters of the American Revolution in several chapters, the Three Rivers chapter, Pensacola chapter, the Fort Pickens chapter, Choctawhatchee Bay. All of you raise your hand over here, right in front. We have representatives from Colonial Dames of America. Right, raise your hand right there. See, my wife Ellen is raising her hand. League of Women Voters representatives. We have some of those, I think, over here, back here. We have representatives from the Democratic Party of Escambia County. Raise your hand. Catholic Charities, right here. Thank you. We got representatives from Dave Stafford's Supervisor of Elections office, and they're going to be signing up people to vote as soon as you're legally eligible, right here, right over here. We have the Paralegal Association of Northwest Florida, who assists us in so many ways. Where are they? Anybody? Do we have a representative from the tax collector's office as well? Back here. They'll also be signing you up. You can't escape that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see where we are. I think it's time for us to make sure that we obey all of the legal requirements. So let me recognize our Assistant U.S. Attorney for that purpose, Catherine Dre. So there you are. And as she calls your name, please stand well, let me just ask that you stand and call your name and the country of your origin and remain standing until everyone has had an opportunity. Well, actually, after you stand and give your name, then you can sit down, then we'll have you all stand again. And one other thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a cell phone with you and you haven't turned it on silent, please do so now. We sometimes forget that. All right, Catherine.
Good morning, Your Honors. May it please the Court, on behalf of the United States, it is my pleasure to present the 68 petitioners for naturalization. 7 petitioners may seek permission from the Court for a name change. Each has been personally examined under oath by a designated examiner. Each has demonstrated an understanding of the English language and knowledge and understanding of the fundamentals of the history and principles and form of this our government of the United States. Each has been found to be a person of good moral character, attached to the principles of the Constitution of the United States, and well disposed to the good order and happiness of the United States. The investigation by the government has been completed in each case, and each has been found to meet all requirements of law to be naturalized. Your Honor, on behalf of the government of the United States, I very respectfully move that these petitions be granted, and that upon the taking of oath of allegiance, these petitioners be admitted as citizens of the United States of America, and the requested name changes be granted. I request that each petitioner be allowed to stand, introduce himself or herself, and state his or her country of origin. May so move.
Ms. Dry, that motion is enthusiastically granted, and all of those petitions, upon taking the required oath, they will be declared as citizens of the United States, and all the requested name changes are also granted as requested. So let me ask now our citizens if you'll please stand, and I think we're seated in alphabetical order. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you look in your program, you'll see, I think, the names that there will be standing and introducing themselves.
Good morning. I'm Sandra Castell from the United
Is that
Kingdom.
microphone on?
Good morning. I'm Sandra Castell from the United Kingdom.
Good morning. I'm Jean-Marie Broutin from France.
Good morning. Marcello Antonio Borzata from Italy.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Kubotin from Ghana.
Good morning. Rosa Minta Benitez from El Salvador.
Good morning. I'm Richard Barker from the United Kingdom.
Good morning. I'm Josephine Barker from the United Kingdom.
Good morning. I'm Anna Baranova from Moldova.
Good morning. Maria Andalon from Mexico.
Good morning. I'm Rogelio Alvarado from Panama Country.
Good morning. I'm Liliana Lanis Briere from Mexico.
Good morning. I'm Brenda Garza from Mexico.
Good morning. I'm Shane Fair from Canada.
Good morning. I'm Laszlo Fetsko from Romania.
Good morning. Carl Everett from England.
Good morning. I'm Fatima Al-Mahfoud from Morocco.
Good morning. I'm Teresa Doris from Canada.
Tên là đỡ hơi ngọt.
Hello, I'm Ellis Hines from England.
Hello, I'm Isha Louise Cook from England.
Good morning, I'm Kadisha Farida Albaeva Coleman from Kazakhstan.
Good morning, Renee Esco from the Philippines.
Good morning, I'm Florina Chukia from Romania.
Good morning, I'm Anulat Chaibun from Thailand.
Good morning, Francisco Cervantes from Mexico.
Good morning, I'm John Lee from Vietnam.
Good morning, I'm Catherine Koshal from the Philippines.
Good morning, I'm Roman King from St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Good morning, I'm Jennifer Kibler from the Philippines.
Good morning, Manikuzawan Khan from Bangladesh.
Good morning, I'm Bushra Khan from Pakistan.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Jarvis from Philippines.
Good morning. I'm Alexander Ivanov from Russia.
Good morning, I am Ngọc Diễm Thị Vinh from Vietnam.
Good morning. My name is Shigeko Honda from Japan.
Good morning, my name is Claire Hooks from Ireland.
Good morning, Heno Gamrem Kardinov from Ethiopia.
Good morning, my name is Maria Kalkans and I'm from Russia.
Good morning, I'm Zabiniso Hassan from Uzbekistan.
Good morning, my name is Orlando. I'm from Belize, Central America.
Good morning, my name is Andrzej Gizowski from Poland.
Good morning, I'm Janine Parkinson Bernaski from Jamaica.
Good morning, I'm Vipin Pandey from India.
Good morning, I'm Suman Pandey from India.
Good morning, Kayla Nugent from Mexico.
Good morning, my name is Karolina Nordquist and I'm from Poland.
Good morning, I'm Trâm Thị Minh Nguyễn, I'm from Vietnam.
My name is Wendy Mollican and I'm from Ecuador.
I am Holly Mostert from Canada.
I'm Lena Moore from Russia.
Good morning, Elena Manet from Russia.
Good morning, Delmira Mayer from Panama.
Good morning. My name is Ricardo Martinez, Chile.
Good day, everybody. My name is Daria. I'm Martin from Ukraine.
Good morning. My name is Fanning from China.
Good morning. My name is Tiffany. Come from China.
Morning. My name is Xueting Zhang and I come from China.
Good morning. I'm Ronil Williams from Jamaica.
Morning, everyone. I'm Begzat Umarov from Uzbekistan.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Yingzheng Thompson from China.
Morning. My name is Craig Taylor. Jamaica.
Good morning. My name is Jung Sir and I'm from South Korea.
Good morning. My name is Valentina Sharikhina. I'm from Russia.
Good morning. My name is Jorge Sandoval and I am from Colombia.
Good morning. My name is Luz Miriam Romero Ruiz. I'm from Colombia.
Good morning, my name is Nilayala Suwan from Thailand.
Good morning, my name is Rosa Maria Phillips. I'm from Mexico. Thank you for having me.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Vidushi from India.
Did we miss anyone? If you didn't get to introduce yourself and you're a new citizen applicant, raise your hand. Last time we did have one that we missed. All right, let me ask our new citizen candidates now to please stand. And if you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations. As of this moment in time, you are the newest citizens of the United States of America. You may turn around and wave at your friends and family back here who are beaming as well. So congratulations to everyone. And as I take my seat, let me call on Judge Maney to, y'all may be seated now, thank you, to express greetings from the state of Florida to Judge Maney.
From here. Well, after Judge Vinson, let me be the first to congratulate you. It's a great honor for me and a humbling privilege to be able to take part in this ceremony and welcome you not only as United States citizens, but as citizens of the state of Florida. As a state trial court judge, one thing I've learned is that a citizen has 3 ways to serve our country. You can serve in the military, that was mentioned in the oath. You can serve on a jury, and that's quite important in deciding disputes between the government and citizens and between each other as citizens. And you can vote. We do have representatives here to help you get registered to vote, and I think all of us hope that you will register and vote whatever your conscience dictates. Welcome to the United States.
Thank you, Judge Maney. Judge Kahn.
Thank you, Judge Vinson. Good morning, citizens, Americans, brothers, and sisters. As one who was born here, I can only imagine the feeling you must have after you successfully planned and traveled the road to citizenship of this, our great country. And now the United States of America is as much your country, your homeland, as it is the country of anyone born here, or of anyone who claims generations of residence here. That's because we do not recognize different levels of citizenship, nor do we recognize different levels of privilege among our citizens. We Americans do not pay homage to any particular ethnicity, race, religion, or national origin. We meet here in this great assembly room as equals in the eyes of the law and in the eyes of our great and enduring Constitution. So I challenge each of you to pursue your goals, to meet your obstacles, and to overcome any adversity you find in your way. Think always of the freedoms you have, because whatever your background, whatever your story, you are now, as any homeborn, endowed with all the rights, liberties, and responsibilities of free men and women, citizens of the United States of America. Good luck to all of you.
Thank you, Judge Kahn. Let me just say a few words to our new citizens, because it's always such a meaningful experience for us to participate and be a part of your citizenship declaration. I want you to look at your program. Today is February 23rd, and I celebrated a birthday just 2 or 3 days ago, and actually 4 days ago. But I think that in years to come, I hope that you will at least look back on today every year as an anniversary and sort of celebrate it like you do your birthday, because it is a very important occasion. It's a decision that you have made to become a citizen of our country. That's not an easy one to make, because you're leaving ties to your home country, your land of your birth, and sometimes you're leaving friends and family to do that and embark on a new life and a new way of life. And a way of life in this country is different. We all acknowledge and recognize that, but we also realize that this is a very unique place. It's certainly got its share of problems, but it is the hope of the world, I think, that a land and a government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall preserve and protect us and protect our liberties and make sure that justice is done and that we are able to live our lives in liberty and freedom. And that's a very important thing. Recently in our country, as you know, the subject of immigration has received a lot of debate. But you are perfect examples of how our system is supposed to operate, because you have gone through a lot of paperwork, a lot of bureaucratic red tape to become citizens. And it's because we can do that legally, and you become a participant, and millions of new citizens have raised their hand just like you have done and gone on to make enormous contributions, not only to our American society, but to the world in almost every field of endeavor you can think of, in the sciences and the arts, in government, in every possible way. And not only for you, but future generations, for your children and your children's children, because citizenship in the United States is not something that you can buy like you could in ancient Rome. It's something that you can have, but you can pass it on to future generations. And again, on behalf of the United States, on behalf of our court, on behalf of all of those participating today, welcome, congratulations. Thank you for being a part of us. And now, to demonstrate our love of this country, we're going to stand now, and our Episcopal Day students from 5th grade are going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed and remain standing for the National Anthem by Dr. Leo Day. Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Dr. Leo Day. We're going to hear more from Dr. Day. Please be seated. Two of our students are going to make a presentation now of a flag to our oldest and wisest citizen and to our youngest citizen. So to do that, Riley Wood and Adriana Guthrie, if you'll come up, please. Where are they? Over here. They have the flags. And our oldest and wisest citizen is Nagat Tai Do. I don't know if I pronounced that close, but he is, well, let's see. I'm not going to say the age. Nagat Tai Do. Right there. There she is. And our youngest citizen is Ellis Hines. And I will tell you his age. His age, 19. Congratulations to both of you. At most of our proceedings, we invite one of our new citizens to speak on behalf of the new citizens. Just some words from them. And it's sort of like Old Home Week for me to introduce our new citizen. Jean-Marie Bruton is an old friend. About 20 years ago, maybe more than 20 years ago, he and his wife Patty entertained Ellen and me in France for about a week, showed us all the sights and scenes of France, and he was a practicing dentist in France at that time. So Jean-Marie, welcome. You may use the podium.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jean-Marie Brutin, and I was born and raised in France. It is an honor for me to be here today, and a special honor to be asked to address everyone here. I'm sure for all of us, today is a very special day in our life, and after our hard work and dedication, we are becoming proud United States citizens. My journey might have been a little easier than most of you, because 27 years ago, I married my wife, Faye, who was born here in Pensacola, and has been a proud American citizen all her life. Her dedication to this country has been unwavering, and she has been a true inspiration to me to want to be a part of this great country. After we married, she sponsored my son, my oldest son, Olivier, who is with us today, and he became American citizen 20 years ago. Also, I am honored to have with me today 4 of my 10 grandchildren. All are born in America, and I have my 2 stepsons, Mark and Rob, like Daniel. I just missed my second son, but he's working in Asia and he could come today. Another honor bestowed on me today is that 2 of my first friends, he told us before, here in Pensacola, Roger and Ellen Vinson are here today. Ellen. Years ago, Roger and I talked about the day when I will become a U.S. citizen. This day is today, and Judge Vinson, like he promised to me, is a part of this ceremony. Thank you, Roger. This means a lot to me. Also, I would like to thank everybody's friends for their love and support, and especially for being here today to share this honor with us. Today, there are so many problems around the world. The war, the hunger, the death of women and children. But it's no question that America was, is, and will be always the greatest country in the world. This is evidenced by the millions of people that want to come here and live here. We are blessed today that our dream has come true for us. When asked, why do you want to be a citizen of the US? The answer is so simple. Who would not want to be a citizen of the greatest country in the world, the land of the free and the home of the brave? I would like to end by saying that I do pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will all remember this day for the rest of our life. Congratulations to all of us. And thank you for bearing with me for my English. God bless America.
Thank you, John Marie. Now to present their essays written by our students from Ransom Middle School, let me first introduce Riley Wood.
Hi, my name is Riley Wood, and
Pull
I'm
the
very
microphone
happy.
down a little bit, Riley.
Hi, my name is Riley Wood. I'm very happy to be here today. Think about that American flag, how it represents so much, swaying in its peace, with the colors showing red for courage, white for purity, and blue for loyalty. We are free here. I learned in my civics class that people fought, bled, and died for our freedoms and yours. The United States is an independent state, the land of opportunity. Think about your individual rights. They allow us to act, think, and behave without being punished. Our rights also mean we are equal, regardless of color or gender. We are all equal, even if you are French, Mexican, or Irish. We give thanks to our American troops for our privileges and freedoms. They fight every day for our freedoms and rights. I'm very thankful for that. They keep us safe and keep our liberties for us. And Americans are great at coming together. A great example is that 9/11. Many innocent people died. Many people lost a son, a daughter, a father, or a mother. But Americans bonded together to help one another. We turned that tragedy into victory. True Americans help as much as possible because we have pride and dignity for the country that helps us and that has done for us. It also means an American to be united as one. under whatever religion you choose to worship, to depend and rely and give hope to one another. Being an American doesn't necessarily mean living in America for free. Everybody has a part of being an American. Deep inside, they emblem that until they wish to release that piece and share it with the world. True Americans help and give back. We may not always want to, it's not fun to, but think of why we do it. Our troops fighting every day, 9/11, the needs of others. Being an American means being loyal and having faith and hope. Think of the American flag and ask yourself, where would you be without those troops, sacrifices, and long arguments? That is what it means to be a free and to be an American.
Thank you, Riley. And now Adriana Guthrie.
To Be an American by Adriana Guthrie. What does it mean to be an American? There are millions of possible answers, but for me, being an American means to be free, equal, and loyal. To be free is to be able to go to school, own a house, and marry whomever you want. You are free to express yourself in any way you desire, whether it be looks, jobs, or hobbies. In America, a person can become anything, from a chef, police officer, writer, a senator, you name it. Our Bill of Rights allows us to speak freely, worship who we want, and assemble peacefully. Not only are we free, we are equal as well. Everyone in this country is equal. Your race, social status, and gender do not matter. Every citizen over 18 years can vote for our president and vice president. You are not allowed to discriminate against anyone for anything. The rule of law makes sure no one is above or below the law. Our Bill of Rights also gives each citizen the same right as any other citizen. Many people, such as yourselves, come to this country because of many other reasons. Unlike some countries, we are free to have as many children as we want, and we have more jobs. You see, in America, we have lots of opportunities. In America, we support our country by paying taxes, working, and staying loyal to the USA. Loyalty isn't just waving around a flag and screaming, "My country, 'tis of thee." It's when we fight for our country and respect it. I sincerely hope that you have amazing lives in America and hope that you are successful. From Ms. Hamazinko's civics class, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Adriana, and thanks to both of our essay writers for sharing with us your essays today, and for those students from Ransom Middle School and also from Episcopal Day School for being here and being a part of our ceremonies. At this time, let me recognize Jody Cook, President of the Escambia Santa Rosa Bar Association, for introduction of our speaker.
Good morning, everyone. As Judge Vinson said, my name is Jody Cook, and I am honored to be here with all of you today for a couple of reasons. The first is that as a lifelong resident of Northwest Florida, I am honored that all of you chose this area to make your new home. I'm probably slightly biased, but I think this is a pretty fantastic place to live, and I'm really glad that all of you have found the same thing to be true. I'm also honored to be here today on behalf of the Escambia Santa Rosa Bar Association. Our bar association, one of our missions is to do what we can to play a role in making sure that the concept of justice upon which our legal system is built is a concept that is accessible to everyone. And I hope that you will find, as citizens of this country, and particularly as residents of this area, that justice is accessible to you. I'm also honored to be here to introduce our guest speaker. Dr. P.C. Wu has been the District 1 representative on the Pensacola City Council since November 2004. He served as president of the council from 2012 to 2013. He has a Bachelor of Science, a Master of Science, and a PhD from Florida State University. He's a professor emeritus at the University of West Florida here in Pensacola. He's a consultant and distinguished speaker throughout North America, and the recipient of several awards and distinctions for being an outstanding educator. He serves as the secretary of the Northwest Florida Council on Aging, on the Florida-Alabama Transportation Planning Organization, and the Tourist Development Council. He's a Florida Supreme Court certified court mediator, a past president and member of the Pensacola Five Flags Rotary, and a past district governor. Needless to say, he is very active in the Pensacola community and also volunteers at Habitat for Humanity, Loaves and Fishes, and the Salvation Army. Councilman Wu has been active with the Florida League of Cities for many years and assumed the league's presidency in 2013. He's past president of the Northwest Florida League of Cities and is on the executive board and board of directors of the Florida League of Cities. So without further ado, allow me to introduce Dr. P.C. Wu.
Good morning. Thank you very much. I hardly recognize that person. Judge Vincent, Judge Kahn, Judge Maney, Mr. Doback, and Jody, thank you all very much, distinguished guests. It is an honor to be here before you. I hope I make it through. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I will do my very best. 2 days ago, I was in Tallahassee. Last night, I was in Tallahassee, and when I was in Tallahassee, I saw the judge and Ellen's daughter there. They were doing volunteer work for the Children's Home Society. So when they talk to you about service, their children are continuing what they're saying that they should do. They were over there lobbying and trying to get funds for the Children's Home Society. And I've never had the opportunity to thank the judge and Ellen for their many kindnesses to my family. I've been able to do it privately, but I've never been able to have the opportunity to do it in front of people, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you very much. Last night, I left Port St. Joe about 9:30, and I would have drove from San Diego to be here. I would have drove over rocks, glass, or whatever, because this is too important a function for me not to make. And the reason for that is my mother and my father are both naturalized citizens. You're looking at a first-generation American who has been truly blessed with every opportunity that this country has to give. I talk to people, and as Judge Kahn said, there are people who tell me I've been here 6 generations, I've been here 7 generations, and I'm thinking, gee, I'm pretty fresh, but the opportunities are afforded all equally. I'm going to tell you a little bit, if you will allow me, about my father first, and then the lessons that I learned from him, a little bit about my mother and lessons I learned from her, and then the last section would be a couple of things I hope that you will always remember. My mother came from Shanghai, China, and she spoke no English. So if you can imagine getting on a boat and coming to a country where you did not know the language, you did not know the customs, it was just a complete different experience for her. But my mother had several loves, and her first love was America. She absolutely loved America. She also loved service to others. So what she did with her spare time is she helped about 100 to 150 people immigrate to this great country. And the way she would do it is that, I said I was going to start my mother, do my mother last, but I'll get through this. My mother, we had a restaurant in Savannah, and when the restaurant closed, my mother would get out the Chinese American dictionary, and she would get out the forms. And as the restaurant was being prepared for the next day's customer, she would sit there with her dictionary, looking up words and filling in forms. She did all of this for no money. She did every bit of it for the 100 to 150 people on a volunteer basis because she loved the country so much. She loved education, and she was just a remarkable woman. Now, I tell people I was born in New York, but I was raised in Savannah, and people would always say, wait a minute, how does that make sense? Well, the reason my mother came to America was to marry my father, and he was an ambassador from China. When I was about 3 or 4, she passed away. He passed away. So I learned at an early age what it's like to be a single parent and the struggles that a single parent goes through. And she ran a little curio shop, and then she remarried my father in Savannah. And so let me tell you a little bit about the awards my mother has accumulated, and maybe that'll give you a little bit idea. I see the DAR in the front, and y'all were kind enough to give her a gold Americanism medal. And if you go to Savannah, my brother knew that I would try to get it. He got super glue, and it is super glue to her stone in Savannah, Georgia. So my mother's gold Americanism medal is super glued to in the Bonaventure Cemetery. The attorneys in Savannah and the judges gave it a Liberty Bell Award, which was remarkable for me, for a lady that had very poor English to have won the Liberty Bell Award. She also, I will get through this, determination. She also was the first woman in Savannah invited to join the downtown Savannah Rotary Club. And because she was so work conscious, she refused the invitation because she didn't want to go during lunch because that's when the restaurant was the busiest. They asked her to join. She said, "What time do y'all meet?" She said, "Noon." She said, "No, thank you." But she was quite a remarkable woman. And a little bit about my father. I said she remarried my father, and I forgot, and if you allow me to regress, I love seeing the seventh graders here because you bring me back. Because in 1967, I started teaching seventh grade at Rickards High School, middle school in Tallahassee, Florida. So I am just so happy to see all of y'all here. And I was in the Tallahassee Capitol when all the students converged in on the Capitol on Monday. And regardless of how you are on the issue, what they brought was an enthusiasm, a love of country, and is something that I look at y'all and I feel very comfortable about the future. A little bit about my father. My father came from Canton, China, and he was 13 when he came. He told me he had 25 cents, but how in heaven's name would he ever get a quarter? I don't even know. But he also did not speak English, but he opened a restaurant in Savannah in 1930. Now, as I travel around, people look at me and they say, "What kind of restaurant?" And I think I always wanted to say my father had a pizzeria. He didn't, but I always wanted to say he had a pizzeria. My father had a seventh grade education. And from that, I learned that there is a difference in this world between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge you get out of books. Wisdom you get out of life. There are very many knowledgeable people who may not be very, very wise. My father wasn't much as far as dress because his occupation was a cook. And he spent 14 hours over a wok. And if you know anything about a wok, it's fired by gas and it's awfully hot and the kitchen was not air conditioned. And in the early days, he was the only cook. So there was no such thing as a day off. If you took a day off, you had to close the restaurant. And so 14 hours a day, he was over a wok. His shoes came from an Army Navy store. And it was normally covered with cornstarch and oil. And what I learned from that is you can't judge a book by its cover. That everybody deserves respect, no matter whatever their station in life. Whether they be a judge or a janitor, we have an obligation to treat everybody the same. The other thing is my father, whoever showed up at the restaurant who could not afford the food, he would feed at the back door. Now, this gentleman spoke very poor English, never joined any clubs, never went to any dances, never went to any parties. And his funeral, 500 people showed up. And I didn't even know he knew 500 people. And then the last part, this is always the best, last part, because that's what you want to hear, and then you can go have cake or whatever, is I want to say 2 or 3 things in closing. Number one, and Judge Maney had said it so aptly already, and that is to be a good citizen, remember to vote. Remember to serve on juries. And if you have an inclination, run for office. My seat is right over there. It's easy to find because it's got only 2 letters. Everybody comes here and thinks they didn't add any more letters, but it's only 2 there. It's strange to look at the world from this side because it gives you a completely different perspective. The second thing is remember that we are a country of laws. And regardless of whether you like a law or you don't like a law, we have an obligation to uphold the law. We're one of the few places in the world at 2 a.m. you'll stop at a stoplight when nobody else is around. I did it last night. And I'm sitting there saying, well, should change soon. And the reason these 3 gentlemen and ladies I would include that are up here is basically they represent the law. You took an oath not to a king, not to a potentate. You took an oath to uphold a constitution. These fine gentlemen sitting against the wall right there in uniform, that's what they joined the military to do, to defend the Constitution. Which leads me to my very last section, which has 2 parts, but they're very short. Several years ago, we were engaged in a conflict, and much of the country was opposed to the conflict. And I tell people you have every right in the world to dissent, but I believe also that you have every obligation to support your military. The military doesn't take a vote on whether they want to go or not. They're going because they are ordered to go. And when these soldiers returned home, the treatment they received was horrible. For the young folks here, you may not know it, but I had friends that I went to school with that told me they had to go into a restroom to take a uniform off because people were spitting on them. And here's the irony. The military were defending these people's right to protest. So you may disagree with a conflict. That's your right. You may even protest against it. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, always support your military. And then the very last one, and I should have gotten applause for people as we went. How about applause for the judges? Military. The last one. 2 groups I implore you to always support. One is the military, and the other is law enforcement. When you have a problem in the middle of the night, there is only one person that you can pick up the phone and call, and they will come. It doesn't matter if the other person has a knife or a gun. The law enforcement is there to protect you, as well as the military. A short story in closing. I heard a story once that in the world there are 3 classifications of people. You have sheep, you have sheepdogs, and you have wolves. The wolves are out there to attack the sheep. And the wolf dogs are the ones there to protect you. Ladies and gentlemen, your military and your law enforcement and your first responders are your sheepdogs. In closing, I just want to say that I wish that God bless you and God bless America, and thank you.
Dr. T.C. Wu, our city councilman for many, many years. Thank you, Dr. Wu. I thought that was a real great introduction, Jody, when you said, without further ado, here's Dr. Wu. And Dr. Wu, talking about the red light reminds me, as my wife does from time to time, when our youngest child was born, she woke me up about 2:30 in the morning and said, I think we need to go to the hospital. I think I'm about to deliver a baby here. And she said, we better hurry. So we jumped in the car to go to the hospital, and sure enough, we got to the stoplight, and it was red. And I stopped. And after being there for almost a minute, she said, I think you may want to run this red light. So I guess the statute of limitations is run. I did. I told you you were in for a treat, and it is always a treat to hear Dr. Leo Day. So let me introduce Dr. Day at this time for his own special renditions of America the Beautiful. Dr. Day.
Thank you, Judge Vincent. This is, I too want to add my congratulations and my welcome to my new brothers and sisters and to our really cool country. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I've been doing this naturalization ceremony for about 11 years now. And a few of them I've missed because of travels or whatever, and I hate it when I'm not here. And I almost made the biggest mistake of my life when I was called 11 years ago to come and sing for a naturalization ceremony. My first instinct was to say absolutely not. And I did not know Judge Rogers at the time, and when I heard this woman's voice on the phone, I said, this lady's crazy. I ain't coming to no naturalization ceremony. So I said, let me just go and check it out. And here's why I wanted to say no. I married a Jamaican queen. Her name is Donna. And when she was naturalized, it was an awful ceremony. It was embarrassing. The room was dark, the room was cold, there was a leak from the ceiling. It was just awful. Raise your hand, get out of here. It was about 5 minutes long, and there was no fancy middle school class, there was no 7th grade class, there were no representatives from the Daughters of Revolution or whatever anywhere. It was awful. And I said, what a horrible way to welcome someone to our great country. It was awful. I'm told that all of that has changed now, praise God. And so when she called, I had that in my head, that I didn't want to attend something that was so horrible. So I came, and Judge Vincent, I want to thank you, sir, and all of the staff for having the lights on today, and having the air condition on, and a beautifully printed program. It is something that we are all very proud of. This is the way you invite new citizens into our country. It is an awesome thing. So as I began to sing, I was singing in English when I first started. And my background is opera theater, which means that I've studied all the Romance languages and I sing in all of the languages and everything. So I get the program and I look at the countries that you're from and the languages that you speak, and I've got about 7 or 8 of the countries, the languages down, but I'm not going to sing them all because they're not all represented today. So I'm going to sing a medley based on America the Beautiful. I thought how cool it would be, perhaps, to sing your language and set to one of our beloved American songs. So this is America the Beautiful, sung in English, obviously, Russian, Japanese, Korean, and Spanish. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. Прекрасная страна небес, янтарник свет полей, с пурпурными горами, равнины из садов. America, America, Господь ранит тебя, венчает братской добротой с утра и до зари. Utsukushi sorakoku motsu no kohaku iro no nami murasaki no sugenayama minori uki hegen weni. America, America, kamiwa megumiwo atae, kagayakeru umieto, wai wosazukete kureta. Oh, hermosa de cielo azul, de valles de esplendor, por majestuosas montañas filas, abajo la próspera de América, Dios rociosa gracia en ti, y lo coronó de bien hermandad, del mar al mar brillante. O arunda un hanulgua, Juan gulmiol bora, Juan honsario gansang, song hanya olme. America, America, 하나님 운히라, 영재 사랑과 멸관 영원히 빛나리. God bless America. stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. America, America, God bless America.
Wonderful. Dr. Leo Day. Thank you. Thank you, Leo. Let me ask our color guard, Corporal Uzzle, if you'll come up and be prepared to retire our colors in just a moment. While he's coming up, let me remind our new citizens that the Supervisor of Elections will be setting up shop so you can register to vote after we adjourn. Tax Collector's Office is also stationed out there to take what you need to do with them. We have a photographer, Dickie Williams, from the Navarre Press, will be taking photos. If you'd like to have your photograph taken, he'll be doing that up here in the front. And again, let me thank everyone, all of our participants, my two judge colleagues for being here, all of the participants up here, and all of those who are back in the audience, our students. Let me thank you again, and congratulations to our new citizens. If you'll stand now, we'll retire the colors. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, again for being here. And if there's nothing further to come before the court, we are adjourned.